Beer, rum, and rock and roll. Saving rock, one conversation at a time. With Randy Legault and Beau Shiminsky. They're back.
That's right, we're back. It's another Beer, Rum, and Rock and Roll podcast. It's been a while. How are you, dude?
I am well, dude. My heart grew 3 sizes today.
Wow.
Yeah, just seeing you, it exploded. Anyways, I'm glad to be here with you, brother. This is I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. It's been, like I said, it's been a while, so we've got lots to talk about. I'll try to keep it at a decent length, but there's lots to talk about. The world of rock is crazy right now. Lots of crazy things happening. But before we talk about music, let's just catch up a little bit. So how's your summer been, man?
Well, where we are, it's been smoky as just really shitty that way and hot. So hot and smoky don't go well for me together.
Right.
So it was shitty that way.
Aren't you a smoker?
Well, there's a little difference. There's a little difference of, trying to see your car in front of your house, and it's like, fuck.
That's a different kind of smoke, yeah.
Yeah. And I still am, but I'm on the,
I'm busting your balls already.
Yeah,
see?
you are. I got nothing to say now. No, but the summer has been good in other ways.
Sure.
Like anything. My kid's now back into some more sports, and it's all not one that I was super excited about.
Right.
He's going into football. And there's discussions all over the planet about this
discussions
sport.
or concussions?
Yeah, exactly. Some ustions about this one.
Right.
But, when your kid wants something and he's asking for it and it's not a fucking new game for the PS5, you tend to, give him some rope.
If they're outside, it's all fucking good, right?
100%.
Yeah, and in case people are wondering, we didn't break up. We're still buddies. It's just family first, work first, and podcast third or fourth or whatever the fuck it is. And then life just happens, and here we are.
Yeah, and I've been busy, So I've been in a studio with air conditioning and no smoke, and so I've been really hiding out here a lot.
I don't blame you, man.
Yeah.
It's a good place.
Yeah. How about you? How'd it go?
Yeah, all good, man.
Yeah.
Really. I want to start right off the hop with another things Randy doesn't fucking understand. I got a little rant for you.
Great.
I'm
going to try to debate you after, so let's go.
I don't know about you, but I don't really understand bumper stickers, like why you would put a fucking sticker on your car and deface it to say you love Alberta beef or whatever the fuck it is.
Right.
Tell me how much you love dogs.
Right.
I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't really get that. The closest I've come is I've got the EVH license plate frame, but that doesn't deface your vehicle. That's my weasel out justification.
Okay,
there.
you got the weasel out. Okay.
So I'm driving around yesterday, and I'm parked at a red light. I look to my left, and on the back of this dude's vehicle, this is definitely a dude, by the way. There's no way this is a chick.
All right.
In big black block letters, like big.
Yeah. All the way along the bumper.
No. On the back windshield, or back glass.
On the glass. Okay.
On the glass. Big letters like this.
So this isn't a bumper sticker. This is some sort of
No, I don't
poster.
even get the bumper sticker. This is another level.
Okay, all right.
This is another fucking level, right?
All right.
And we don't discuss politics on this show, and we're not going to start today.
Mm-hmm.
So this could say, fuck dogs, fuck cats.
Yeah.
It says, fuck Trudeau.
Yeah.
In huge fucking letters.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't get worked up when I see this. I'm baffled by the effort this requires. So it makes me laugh, and I find it curious. Like, this guy is at home watching the news or whatever the fuck he's doing, so mad at our prime minister.
Right.
God damn it, I'm going to Home Depot and I'm going to buy these letters and I'm going to tell everybody what I think of this person.
Right.
Bizarre. And they're big and they're perfectly straight.
Right.
This is not a Prius, by the way. This is a white pickup, as you can imagine.
Sure. I'm sure it's a truck with balls hanging from it or
right.
something, right?
It's got the bull balls hanging from the hitch, yeah. This level of effort to tell me that, I find baffling. You? What do you think of this? Like,
yeah,
oh my
I mean,
God.
hey, it's
Come on, dude. Like,
what
really?
I wish we were back to was when politics or anything for that matter, like your personal health, politics, whatever, those were things that you didn't talk to everybody or shout, your...
Sure.
When I grew up, there was no signs really on lawns. There was no discussions, around the table. Like I never heard my dad. I don't even know what his politics are. I still don't.
Well, some people
you know what I mean?
but yeah.
It's old school, but it's a good school, in my opinion. That's your belief and your thing. You don't need to be putting it on your car in big letters and being the way you are about it. I mean, I get it. You're angry. Sure, there's a lot of people, politics, but it's divided, right?
That's not even my point. It could say, fuck cats, and I'd have the same point.
Yeah.
Like, why? Yeah, you hate cats, so why do you feel the need to share it with strangers that are driving around? I just think it's fucking hilarious and bizarre.
Well, it's there. And, you see it in religious vans that drive around. It's like Jesus saves. And we're talking big letters. Like, it's the whole wrap of the van,
Like, what is to be gained here? It's the effort that baffles me, because this took some effort. He did this, right?
Yeah.
And the icing on the fucking cake, Beau, is the light turns green, and he gives her one of these. Flicks the butt out the window. If I was in charge of shit, punishable by death. No judge, no jury, straight to fucking execution. You smoke, keep your fucking butt in your vehicle, dude. You might as well throw a chip bag out the window. So this just capped it. I'm like, I hate this guy right now.
Well, I'm glad you saw that,
and I've calmed down. Since you last saw me.
You've got some fodder for the program to start with today, which is nice. And
now you know what I'm thinking about. Let's just keep going with this. Let's just entertain Randy. And it's calmed down, but remember 10 years ago or whatever, the rage was these stick figures on the fucking minivans.
Yeah, you got your family and your dogs, and
I would just go into a rage.
Why?
Not quite a rage, but because who gives a fuck? How many people are in your family and what sport they do? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, but it's not for you, man.
Who's it for? It is for me.
They like to look at their vehicle and go, this is our family vehicle. Like, I don't see the problem.
They're looking that way. I'm looking.
When they put it on, when they walk around their vehicle to get in, it's like.
No, that's for everybody else. It's like baby on board. So
why does this matter to you? Like,
So I'm supposed to drive safer because you had a fucking kid?
Well, you should drive. You should
run
drive
you off
safer.
the road. How do you like
You
that?
should drive safer. You should.
Yes.
I agree with the student driver placard on the back of the window.
I get that one.
I believe that for what it's
So here's
worth.
what's funny. I ranted about this while that was going on. You might as well buy some Crocs and some fucking Dockers and get it over with, right?
Wow. See,
so
if you don't conform to Randy's way of thinking, you're dead to him. There's no discussion. It's just that's over the line, and you need Crocs, and you need
some things say a lot about somebody. But anyway,
shorts at -30. I get it. Yeah.
So when I turned 40, which was a while ago, my nephew bought those fucking stick figures, stuck them on my car without my knowledge. He goes, Uncle Randy, I got something for your birthday. Come outside. Yeah. And it's the full family deal. It was fucking hilarious.
Perfect.
So the next day, I just took all the heads off. I just fucking razor bladed all the heads off.
You're not proud of your family. That's too bad. That's a sad thing. It's a sad day now.
Oh, man. I don't get it. Why are you telling a stranger that stuff? Who cares? I don't care.
You know what? But if you spin this one more time.
Sure, spin it for me.
I think that some people will like it. And they'd be like, fuck you. I'm not listening to you.
And they shouldn't.
Yeah, right. So your point means nothing.
No.
Really.
And theirs doesn't either. I know. You're telling me you'd put those fucking things on your vehicle? No way.
No.
You'd be dead to me.
No, but
podcast over.
But that's me. You know what I mean?
This is what I'm saying. But this is why we're friends.
Okay. Great. I can't wait to get one now.
You show up at my house.
Put it on my Tesla or something.
I invite you over for dinner. You show up in Crocs? Whoa, dude. There's going to be a problem.
Fuck, you know that I'm going to do it now, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's happening.
Now you're going to be like the effort. You're going to go get the Crocs.
And I think you can still buy them, so.
Oh, God, you can fucking bedazzle them and do what you want with them.
Bedazzle them. I'm going to bedazzle them and I'm coming over.
Sweatpants. I mean, I could go on and on.
I know.
I could go on and on. As I've just done.
Well, I'm sorry for your pain,
Well, it doesn't keep me up at night. It's just human behavior I just find fascinating.
True.
Right? In a lot of ways. But anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, are we going to talk about music?
Yes. Let's get into it.
So, have you checked this shirt out?
Yes.
So, for those of you who aren't watching on YouTube, I've got a Frankie and Johnny's t-shirt on. Well, what the fuck's Frankie and Johnny's? Well, Back in the day, it was a rock bar. There's two of them in Calgary. There's Frankie and Johnny's North and Frankie and Johnny's South. I scored this T-shirt a couple weeks ago. Toque was in town.
Right.
Our boys in Toque. So they were going to Edmonton to this festival with Tom Cochrane and Prism and a bunch of these bands. So my brother's got a restaurant here. They've played it before. He's like, hey, why don't you guys show up early? You haven't played in a year and a half. Shake the fucking rust off at the restaurant again, like a little rehearsal. So they did.
Yeah, perfect.
It was fucking awesome, right?
Yeah.
So the night before that, we all go out for dinner. Just a small group of us, and it was awesome because the day of the gig, a lot of people want their time. And
sure.
So this is just Blair and I and a couple of people, and you could chat them up, and it was great.
Right.
And I see this dude, and he hands Brent Fitz this T-shirt. And I see it. I'm like, well, I got to have one of those. How do I do this? I must have. He goes, Randy, check this out. And I'm like, oh, I see it. Oh, I see it. I go, who the fuck is that? He goes, that's Johnny of Frankie and Johnny. Why don't you come over and meet Randy? Johnny, Randy, Johnny. Hey, Johnny, yeah, nice to meet you. So how can I get one of those T-shirts?
I knew it. I was going to ask how quick. How quick into the conversation did that happen?
Immediately.
Yeah.
He goes, dude, I'll be here tomorrow night. What size are you? Medium. Awesome. He goes, I just happen to have one more. I go, perfect. So
I hope you said, and my buddy Beau on our podcast would like to, that didn't happen.
Oh, I didn't want to push it. He said he had one left. What could I tell you?
See, kids? This is the cause of a lot of breakups.
Here we go.
When you don't think about others and you only think about yourself.
Yeah, yes, I'm guilty of that. There's no doubt about it.
Wow. Well, it looks great on you, man.
Right? How awesome is this, right?
Oh.
Anyhow,
awesome.
The gig was awesome. Hanging out with them was awesome. It was just an awesome couple days. I went to soundcheck. Soundcheck was fantastic. Again, it's me, Blair, and a couple other dudes. That's it. And Todd Kearns is holding court, right? He's on the mic.
Usual.
So he's fucking making jokes. And he just fucking, he knows. You know what I mean? I know him well. He's going into Kiss stuff. And I'm like, you're killing me, man, because I know you're not going to play that tonight.
Right.
Like he's just.
Did he?
No, because they're all playing all Canadian.
Oh, right.
Covers.
They didn't, but they did Trooper last time with Maiden. So I'm wondering, did they give you a little?
They did not do that.
No Kiss, eh?
No.
Okay.
So
no anything, just all two?
It was all Canadian covers. Yeah. They
or their tunes, obviously. Yeah.
That was a special one. That guy yelled, I'll play some Trooper, and they cut into Maiden.
Honestly,
Trooper.
Like those are great moments for us.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was just a blast, and thanks, guys, because it was great. And people were over the moon. They're coming up to me. Who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah.
Because they're not your normal cover band. I go, so I list the pedigree.
Yeah.
That's who they are.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
What are they playing your brother's restaurant for? Well, we're friends. There you go.
That is the interesting thing and I don't know, if people get it like we do, but it's pretty extraordinary, that caliber of musicians on a stage in a small restaurant that made room for it to happen. It wasn't like a club. Not denying that there's not a lot of talent in local bands doing the cover scene. Like these are great musicians and whatever, but it's a different level.
They're a cut above. There's no doubt.
For sure. So that's pretty special.
When people are coming up to me that I don't even know, but they could tell I knew them or whatever. I'm like, this is unbelievable. Yeah. I'm like, soak it in, because this is not normal.
Yeah, right on.
This is not the norm.
Put the phones down and just listen. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, man, I don't want to bring the room down, but there's been some recent rock and roll deaths.
Yeah, I'm wearing a shirt for one of them today.
Charlie Watts being one. How did that hit you?
Well, it's inevitable. So, I mean, come on. I'm a bit surprised because it seemed like he was taking a step back and had a procedure and thinking that he's just taking some time, you know what I mean? And getting healthy and whatever. So it was a bit of a shock that, 2 weeks later, or whatever it was, that he's gone.
Well, when you hear the word procedure, in my mind, that sounds minor, but
that's right.
It might have been major. Who knows?
And again, they're so tight-lipped.
Nobody's saying shit.
Nothing. You don't know anything. So, bummer. You knew it was going to happen.
The first stone.
Yeah, and they all saw it. I love the Keith Post with the closed sign on the drums.
Man, I got shivers when I saw that.
Yeah.
Dude.
And I'm really interested, and I know you and I had some social media back and forth about what that meant for the Stones.
Yeah.
in the future. And man, why? With all that's going on now and the potential for getting something or dealing with all the headache that goes around it, I don't understand why they're just not saying, our drummer died from the beginning of time with the Stones, and it's over. We're done.
Right.
I want to live the last few years as comfortably, and they can live amazingly comfortably.
Oh my God.
With these dudes, you know, and their bankrolls and their everything else. I don't see why.
Do you want me to tell you?
I know you're going to tell me, but this is where I'm just leading into this.
Anytime this happens, because Dusty Hill's another one from ZZ Top, you think, well, there's a trio. One of those guys, front guys goes, that's it. Nope. No, it's not. On his deathbed, he said, continue. So his bass tech, who's got a beard down to here,
I know
already, steps in. It's like fucking Foreigner. Your average fan doesn't know or care, and off they fucking go. I'll tell you why. They would rather risk getting COVID or whatever than stop doing it. Mick and Keith are gonna be on that fucking stage till they can't do it. Not for money. I hate when people say it's money. They're fucking gazillionaires. It's not money. It's what they do, and it's what they love to fucking do. Mick Jagger's done when Mick Jagger says he's fucking done. But there's another half of me, like what you're saying, that for the legacy, and you wish they would just, that's it. But they can't do it.
Yeah.
Because their clock is ticking too, right? So they're going to fucking go till they can't go. And I get both sides of that. I really do.
No, me too. I'm honestly, I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear it from a lot of musicians, like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
I am not comfortable sitting on a Chase lounge around the pool for 10 hours a day.
They love it.
I know they love it. I get it. I love it. But when this happens, and it's not like it was before where it's everything tick, 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 you know, stage is set. Like there's going to be problems. There's going to be lots of conversations. It's going to be a lot of decisions and stuff that is not part of the fun. You know, it's not on the stage. And I just wonder why they want to put themselves up for that. And,
well, they have their
We'll see how long it goes. They
have their Stones bubble. Oh, my prediction is Steve Jordan comes in, who's had a relationship with the band for years.
Yeah.
He's Keith Richards' drummer when he's not in the Stones. Mm-hmm. They love this guy. He'll come in and they'll go to something that happens to Keith or Mick. That's my prediction. I don't know that, but that's what I think is going to happen.
They'll go till something happens to either one of those guys.
Yeah. Ron Wood, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. The ZZ Top thing surprised me more than the Stones thing. Because this is three guys. Mm-hmm. Two up front are iconic.
Yeah, I know.
That surprised me more, actually, that they kept going. But, I mean, the guy says on his deathbed, keep going. You keep going, I guess. But I don't know. I'm going to go regardless. If it's Billy Gibbons or ZZ Top, I'm going to go to see Billy Gibbons either way.
Yeah.
But he's going to get more asses in the seats, I guess, if he's ZZ Top, right? So, anyway.
You know what they should do, man?
Anyway. Know what should they do?
Any bands that are in, I'm just going off the cuff.
Go for
here.
it,
Just
man.
going off the cuff.
We're free balling.
Just roll.
I was going to say we're free balling.
Are you, Randy? I ain't. Thanks.
What am I trying to say?
TMF or TMI or whatever
What's
the hell
phrase
the word
I'm looking for? Not free balling.
I don't know, Randy.
Freewheeling.
Freewheeling.
We're freewheeling.
You didn't get that from Judas?
Maybe I'm free balling and freewheeling. Okay, as you were. Yes.
Okay. They should do like country music does, and they create little Branson City for hard rock.
Interesting.
Totally contained. You know, you don't have to worry about a thing. You get to play. I'm sure this is a part of the charm. You know, it's just so controlled
Rock
and easy.
City.
Like, you know, they do these residencies in the state. You know, you could do that angle too, you know, or whatever. But
well, it's funny you mentioned that. That's going to be going on more and more and
I
more.
agree.
And it already is. I mean,
that seems like a smarter decision, you know.
When you get of a certain age and the show ends and you go up to your luxury suite.
A certain age. There's nobody over the Stones in age that are still doing this on that level completely.
And there's a long list, right? Kiss has done it. Aerosmith's done it. I mean, this is the way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just travel is the killer. Not the 2 hours on stage.
No, and everything else.
all
now
the
with the
logistics.
world we're in,
Absolutely,
that's
yeah.
amplified 300-400%.
Totally, right?
It's crazy, but they're doing it.
Well, you mentioned that. What's nuts too, all this touring going on, there's a list as long as my arm of postponed and canceled tours. Because all it takes is one roadie or one guy in the band to get it, and it's over.
Yeah.
So GNR's out there, great. It's like, it's day by day. It's literally gig to gig.
Yeah. Totally unfair and totally shitty. And that's the headaches you're going to be dealing with too.
Right.
You know?
It sucks as a
fans
fan.
disappointed because they had, that was your chance to see you. You know what I mean? Like miserable experiences.
And everybody knows it, right? If you got tickets to something and you're flying there, which I'm doing in a few weeks.
Yeah.
You risk it.
Yeah.
Anything could happen, man.
Yeah.
So there's that.
This is the question. But question.
Yes.
What was the first Charlie tune you listened to once you heard of the news?
It's obvious, isn't it?
Well, I did Honky Tonk.
The intro to Honky Tonk.
Yeah, that's the one. I didn't know if you did that. I posted it online somewhere.
If you played that to the lay person, they'd be like, well, that doesn't sound that hard. Try it.
It's not even about hard. It's about feel and groove.
Try to do it like that.
Yeah.
Fill your boots. It's not as easy as you think. He had a certain laid back thing that nobody could do.
And that song speeds up to like 10 BPM faster than it starts.
It's not on a grid, Beau?
Oh, this is what I love about it. It's so loose. It's so in the moment when they're playing it and they just lock in and it's just naturally goes that way.
Yeah.
And that's because of him.
Absolutely, dude.
I mean, that was always the thing with the Stones and Keith particularly. When he set himself up with any other drummer, it had to be someone very, very similar to Charlie's sensibilities or lack thereof.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, and that's why this guy can hop in at a dime.
Well, he was perfect for that band because they're sloppy as fuck sometimes, but he's not.
Yeah.
I got you, motherfuckers. I got you.
Okay, you come back to me when you're ready.
When you're ready. He was perfect for that band because it was chaos up front, but he was calm, even off and on stage. I mean, this guy was wearing suits and he's a jazz guy and I play drum for the Stones and off he fucking goes, right?
You know what was endearing for me was watching some of the videos that there was a couple of compilations of him dancing behind the stage. And there's a guy that's excited. That's his way of showing he's excited.
Yeah.
And it's kind of old manish, you know what I mean? Because that's what he was in the band, really.
He really was. Yeah.
He was that guy that...
He was a young old man.
The grandfather in the corner reading the paper, he was always there. You know what I mean? And if he wasn't there, you're pissed. You know, where's Grandpa Joe? Where's Grandpa Charlie?
Yes.
I love it. And
Well, look at just watch Start Me Up, that video. That's all you need to know. Those guys are fucking mugging it up and he's just shaking his head.
Yeah.
Like these guys are crazy and he's laying it down.
It was bound to happen.
Well, it's not going to stop happening, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Even Mick Jagger.
Cheers to Charlie.
Hey.
Cheers to Dusty.
Cheers. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mick Jagger, as unbelievable as he is, he's not immortal. It's going to fucking happen. Okay, dude. I had no idea I was in the possession of child pornography in my house. Did you hear about this?
Right. I heard about this. Yeah, sorry. I
Come
thought
arrest
maybe
me, I guess.
Wow.
How nuts is that? If you don't know what we're talking about, this dude right here, this guy right here,
that
with his little
baby here,
Panoose hanging out, he's suing the entire band.
Oh, I know. Oh, fuck.
Oh, dude. Here's what he alleges. The image violated federal child pornography statutes and argues child sexual exploitation. Well, he's going for dough.
Well, this is a culture we live in where that kind of messaging right now is going to get front and center attention.
He's going to get laughed out of court, dude. He's not going to get shit.
It doesn't even matter if he gets laughed out of court or whatever. There's going to be a divided fucking culture that's going to see one side of this as absolute that and other side that's going to go, you're out of your fucking tree.
Have you heard anybody back this guy? I haven't heard one person.
I haven't. But I'm not surprised.
It's ridiculous. Here's how ridiculous it is. If you go online, there's pictures of this guy throughout the years replicating that exact shot.
Right. So he's promoting it as it's
Come on. The judge is going to see that and be like, next, because he wants 150 G's from 17 people involved in this shoot. Like, it's a money grab, and I hope it gets laughed out because it's fucking ridiculous.
And this is what you put up with and this is what eats time away from people and creates money for lawyers and you know.
It's clickbait. I was clicking it. Who is this fucking idiot?
Yeah,
but I heard. It got me thinking. Houses of the Holy, kids on the thing. People were not that pleased. Some people weren't that pleased with that. Religious right, probably. Do you remember the original cover for Virgin Killer, Scorpions?
No, the original
prepubescent chick, naked. And where her crotch was like broken glass or whatever.
Oh no,
that's a collector's item now. Like they obviously changed that.
Sure,
not right away, but things were a little looser back in the 70s.
Right, but it didn't.
And the
take
Blind
long.
Faith album, that prepubescent chick, naked from the waist up. Nobody cared. This guy.
I mean, hey, I don't know what's in the mind of a sick fucker that's stares at this, but. They could go and look in the Sears Wish book and look at the kids modeling in fucking clothing or something.
Absolutely.
It could be just
right?
as...
He's acting like it's, he's gone through this trauma because of this.
And
like, give me a break.
And did he get paid or his family get paid or his agent get paid for that photography?
Well, Nirvana was nothing, keep in mind.
Sure, but...
So they got fuck all.
Oh, okay.
And another part is 30 years later or whatever it is, give me a break. Like, why? Like, come on. It's too long.
Yeah.
But while we're talking about younger people... How about this 11-year-old girl at the Foo Fighters show drumming? I couldn't stop smiling.
Did you ever see the drum off with them online?
I did, yeah.
Because I did, so I knew it existed.
Yes, but he hadn't met her though.
No, it was just, I'll do it, you do it.
It was all online.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah. Really
and she was so fun to watch.
Right?
In her basement, you know what I mean?
Just giving her.
And she, it's the spinning and it's like you said, you had a smile on her face.
She's 11.
She has a smile on her face. Like when you look at her, that it's just from here to here. It's like the Joker or the Grinch or something, right?
This chick's in her element, man. And she's really good.
Yeah. And it's just kudos to him to them, Foo Fighters, to bring her on,
Well, they do a lot of that.
They do. And they've done it. But it was the full tune. It was a great tune.
Right.
And the lead up, the whole moment was, 6-7% of the concert.
Yes.
Pretty wicked,
And that was the closer, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly.
And Dave knows how to milk that moment. He's so good at that, right?
Fuck. I mean, it's just the way he speaks. And you got to love the Tao of Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
But, when he's setting her up, it's like he says, and so she kicked my ass.
Yeah. Crowd goes wild, yeah.
And then she kicked my ass again.
Yeah.
And it took 20 minutes to get to her introduction.
Yes, and it's LA to boot, right?
Yeah.
It's at the Forum, just perfect.
She's great. Yeah. She hung in there the whole thing and fit all the fills, and man.
It's funny though, like somebody like Andrea will watch that. Maybe not that one, because that was definitely, it was obvious that was set up and everything, right? But there's other ones where they pull up a chick to play a guitar. I'm like, well, that's all. They're not risking it that this person can't play.
No.
It's all, they've already played together a little bit.
Well,
they're backstage. Okay, you know what you're doing. Then they bring her up and make it look like it's spontaneous.
Sure. What was the Kiss guy? Remember the Kiss guy at the Foo Fighters? He was wearing the Kiss face.
Right.
Makeup.
Yes.
Yeah,
that was a while ago. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't take the joy out of it.
No.
But there's nothing. You two used to do it all the time too. They'd pull people out of the crowd. I'm like, come on, who believes this is just random?
Well, let's go back to the Bruce Springsteen and pulling out Courtney Cox. It's like, somebody knew somebody that got that all to happen, and she knew she was going on the stage to dance in the dark.
To dance in the dark, yeah. Yeah, it'll make you famous.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a great moment with all the negativity around music going on. To see that was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Taylor gave her some sticks at the end to throw out.
Right.
And she threw out one, but she did not want to throw out the other. She was like, I'm keeping this.
I'm keeping this motherfucker.
It was awesome, man.
Are you ready to mention Kiss yet?
I'm going to need to top up for Kiss.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Okay, I'm topped up, Randy.
You ready? Ready for some Kiss talk?
Oh, that's why, because I don't want to leave the table for any reason as we get into this.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Simmons opened up his big fucking mouth again. David Lee Roth is not coming back for the Kiss End of the Road tour. It's already started.
Right.
He's not there. It's that fucking painter again.
Yeah.
So people who bought tickets hoping they're going to see Roth, that's what would piss me off.
Right.
You're back to the painter.
Right.
Anyway, he didn't say the words, he got kicked off the tour because. It was just part of the conversation. He's alluding to DLR's past his prime, compared him to Elvis at the end. I'm like, have you looked in the fucking mirror, dude?
Oh.
Like, what are you talking about?
It's not
pot,
even...
kettle, pot. What are you talking about? Like, I love Kiss and I love Gene, but you know what it is though, dude? He doesn't care if you're talking like we are about him. What a fucking dick move. He doesn't care about that. He cares that you're talking about it.
Right.
And the End of the Road tour is firing back up.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
But it's a really dickish,
but it's negative.
It's a dickish way to do it.
Right. And it really doesn't promote. Like, I don't see the promotion
Absolutely.
of your tour with that. You know?
I agree.
But back to your pot kettle thing.
Yeah.
Is really Gene can hide behind it and no one would really know. But David can't. He's had to stay in super shape.
Wicked shape.
Wicked shape, you know, like his whole life.
Right.
The guy was athletic as fuck, right? And I've been
He's active.
3 feet or no, maybe was it 12 feet away from Gene, you know,
in 96.
In 96. And as a fan, seeing Kiss for the first time with all of them,
right?
And I'm staring at him. I moved away eventually because it wasn't inspiring. It took too much away from my visions of Love Gun and other.
It wasn't inspiring.
No, because his belly rolls there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's wearing this open thing, and it's just, it was kind of weird.
Yeah,
and sweaty.
I just thought it's so hypocritical, right? And not necessary. To your point, just not necessary. So Roth fires back because he's not going to fucking take that line down.
No.
So if you see that picture, there's a little kid with shades on, giving the finger, black and white.
Oh, okay.
And it said Roth to Simmons. And he posted it 20 times in a row. And
you got to know that their history goes back to
the
very beginning.
Gene financed their demo.
That's right.
That
sucks on another level, you know, where it's like.
That was part of his backpedal. So when Roth did that, the backpedaling started. I'm sorry. I spoke out of turn. I found these are my words, but he was backpedaling.
Right.
And then Paul Stanley kind of came to the rescue, talking about how great David Lee Roth is, and because he's always doing that. Gene, remember when Prince died? He was going on about drugs and stuff. Dude, just shut up.
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. He's got that I told you so vibe.
Yep.
We'll get into more of that.
He's got the I told you so vibe. Absolutely. That's why Ace Frehley's quit the band twice. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
You self-righteous fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, one other thing before we get into the KISSTORY A&E doc is the focus here for one of our docs anyway. Have you seen a picture of the Kiss meet and greets they're doing?
No,
First they said they weren't going to do them. Here's what they're doing. They're standing there in a row behind a wall of fucking plexiglass.
No.
So the fan is in front. Even as hardcore as I am, there's no fucking way I'd pay for that. So the fan's in front of it. Click, click. They're behind this barrier. Who's paying a G note or whatever it is for that? You know what it is? They can't turn down the money. They just can't do it. Just don't have the meet and greet. I get it.
Everybody would get it.
What do you do with the wall of plastic?
The perfect reason to not do meet and greets. You know what I mean?
My God.
Huh.
How do we spin this so we can actually still make money off these fucking people? And that's what they're doing.
Well, you got to be that kind of dumb to spend the money to do
Some kind of dumb.
Right? Like, sorry if that offended anybody, but it's just
that's all I can get.
That's not the smartest use of your money.
No.
When you can't connect with somebody on a level that's personable. Like, that's divided, which is what we're in, and it's just because it sucks.
Their meet and greets normally are super personable.
Right. Like that's what a meet and greet is.
Well, it is and it isn't.
Well, it depends.
I've done them where it's shake, click, gone.
No, that's what they should be.
Kiss is awesome.
And Kiss is usually dudes do what they should do.
Oh, they do.
In those situations.
They're over the top cool with that shit, but this
is the problem.
Just don't do it.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Kisstory. You watched it, yes? Parts 1 and 2?
I watched them both.
Okay.
I was kind of set up to thinking I was only going to watch the first one. I thought that might be enough. But
you just start.
Okay, I'm going to go off the cuff, Randy, on my thoughts on Kisstory 1 and 2. The biggest thing, yes, there was some stuff I hadn't seen. Mm-hmm. The way they told the story was, basically Paul and Jean, they did have everybody in there, but it was their dialogue that thread through this.
Yes, it's it's the story as they see it.
That's right. So you got to go in knowing that.
Yeah.
And I'm just bummed. I'm bummed, right? Period. I wanted to see a celebration of Kiss. And what I saw was this is how fucked up Peter and Ace were. And these are the hoops we had to go through, and we had this vision, and and they let us down, and
eventually,
right?
Yeah.
And it seemed like a lot of the conversation that I took away from it. Maybe that's just me being personal, my personal take on it. But I was like, "Fuck, this isn't a celebration. This is an explanation of why these guys aren't here anymore, and why we don't really talk favorably about them." And that was kind of the bummer,
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's it. I would have loved to have seen a celebration of Kiss, and it's like, forget all that shit, because your classic fans are going to know that already. And the new fans that you got shouldn't even care, because you got a new Kiss going on. You've been doing it for years, I don't see the value in putting your life's work in a documentary show, 2-parter, mass audience, and being that way with it, and not, this is how cool
too much for you. Because, they have to tell what happened, and that did happen.
Yeah, but they kept going back to it all the time.
Too much.
Way too much.
I hear you.
That's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Other than that, I loved it, and watching everybody talk. I'm not a Tommy Thayer guy, but, he was around.
You're going to take the gig if Gene calls. Fuck.
Yeah. What would you do?
Of course you're going to take it. Yeah. No, I had nothing against those guys at all.
No.
And you're right. The production value was good. There was some money behind it, obviously.
Yeah.
This is nitpicky shit, but 4-hour Kiss doc. Well, no, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
It was about 3, because there's all those commercials.
Uh-huh.
But still.
Yeah.
The fact that they're doing a 3+ hour documentary on Kiss is wicked.
Mm-hmm.
What band's getting that?
Right.
This late in their career.
Right.
Nobody.
Right.
It's fucking Kiss.
Right.
So that's cool. If you would have told me when did Creatures of the Night come out? 1982, 81, in there, that in 2021, there's going to be a 3-hour Kiss documentary celebrating Kiss, you'd be like, go fuck yourself. There's no way. Because Kiss was dead then.
Yeah.
They couldn't fill an arena. Couldn't fill half an arena.
No.
So that's cool. The fact that they're doing it. Production-wise, it was good, but you know what I'm not a fan of? Early on it worked, like, I grew up in Brooklyn, and they show Brooklyn and kids in the street and stuff. That's fine. But it got a little too much with these fake reenactments, like, their career blew up like a bomb, and they show a bomb blowing up.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking hated that.
Yeah.
You don't need that. Just show the guy talking.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
That's a style thing that for you.
They did a bunch of that, and it's just cheesy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just my opinion on that.
You know what I noticed too? They didn't show a whole lot of Kiss unmasked, like in any of that time when they were playing Lick It Up, Onward. This film was really only about makeup Kiss. Obviously going in, I don't know what this is going to be, and I wondered how much time they're going to spend without the makeup. And
I thought it was enough.
But I didn't see much of it. All I'm saying visually, it's kind of like, I want to see Kiss with makeup. That's me,
Well, I know a lot of people. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's the 96
I knew
reunion.
I was going to be in the high percentile on that, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
Because they didn't spend a whole lot of time there. Yeah.
And you said it. It's because Ace and Peter aren't in it. That's the big fucking what the fuck. But apparently, Peter didn't say shit other than you can't use Beth. So he was mad. But Ace said shit in the press, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, they offered me an embarrassing amount of money, and he wanted some control over his interview and what they were going to, he wanted some control, just a little control. Well, Gene and Paul, are not going to give up money or control.
Right.
You're done, which is shitty.
Our way or no way, and that's it.
It's really too bad, to your point. So you're going to get two sides of a 4-side story.
Right.
I wish they were in it, obviously.
Of course.
Like when Gene and Paul are casually in that, I think it's Paul Stanley's living room or whatever it is there.
Yeah, on the couch.
He's got bare feet and Gene doesn't have shades on, which is a big, that's not normal. They're clearly going for a more casual vibe. Well, imagine if that was Ace and Peter in that same room and they're swapping stories from back in the day. I mean, that's what you fucking want.
As it should be when you want to celebrate Kiss, but this was not. This was a bash.
But you know
the
what,
shitty parts that we had to deal with.
It was a bash, but I was surprised Gene bashed himself, and you don't hear that very often.
He bashed himself.
He said he was super uncomfortable in the 80s, awkward on stage, he was uncomfortable in those costumes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Paul Stanley's fucking loving it.
Yeah.
He was super uncomfortable, and you can see it if you just look at footage.
Sure.
And he said it was largely due to his ego that those guys quit the band. He said that, and I've never heard him say that before. So there's little nuggets that are a little more forthcoming than the normal doc.
Right.
These are little things that, as a hardcore Kiss fan, I've never heard him say, ever.
Right.
So he did soften a little bit, just to give him some cred.
Oh, man. I mean, he's framed to be like the full screen when you watch it, when he's on in the doc.
Yeah.
He's larger than life.
Of course.
Compared to anybody else.
He's a big dude. He's a big dude anyway.
Sure.
But yeah, and just like that Aussie A&E one, this is not really for hardcore Kiss fans. It's not.
No.
I wish they would do one for us, but it's not.
Right.
And I know that going into, it's going to be more of a washover.
Right.
Like, fuck, they don't even mention Rock and Roll Over and Love Gun because that's when they were happening. They want to focus on the drama, to your point. They don't want to focus on, hey, Kiss was huge and fucking doing great. Well, that's not exciting for your average person. They want it. They want the drama and the car crashes and all that shit, right? Yeah. So I didn't learn fuck all.
No.
Couple little things. Oh, why did they use canned fucking rock music throughout this whole thing? I know why. Because A&E's got a budget and they got to stick to that budget or whatever, but you're Kiss. Throw some money at this thing. It should be Kiss music through the whole fucking thing.
But I don't understand why it wouldn't be, because you're not really throwing money at it. You're just saying,
well, like A&E, they got to pay for those fucking songs, right?
Right.
But they're the topic. Can't you just give them the money?
This is what I'm saying.
You can't just give them the music?
That's what I'm saying. They shouldn't have to put out. Kiss should just say, yes, I want to hear fucking Detroit Rock City playing under this set of clips. You know what I mean?
There's a ton of this fucking style-alike music. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
That was another one of my fucking problems with it. Here's another one. So, Paul Stanley talking about Eric Carr comes in as the Fox, Vinnie Vincent comes in as the Egyptian warrior, all this stuff, the makeup changes, the characters, whatever.
Yeah.
He's claiming, well, that's why fans disengaged because of that. I was there. Had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
They were fucking, nobody gave a shit.
No.
It was Van Halen.
Yeah.
AC/DC.
Sure.
Judas Priest.
Oh, yeah.
Iron Maiden. This is what was happening. It wasn't the fucking makeup change.
No. And the music they were putting out did not engage anybody, not even close.
Well, Creatures is a great album. It's a comeback rockin' album, but by then it's too late. People don't care about Kiss at that point.
No, but the word, like you said, the tide changed.
Oh, absolutely changed. Yeah.
And then they had to reinvent themselves. Everything goes.
80, 81. Think of that time period. I mean, this is Back in Black.
Well, that's where I started. Yeah, totally.
Anyway, so that's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah. Here's another, I say issue. When I say I have another issue with it, it's that I wish it was for me more than the casual fan, is really what I'm saying. It's not really, I know why they're doing this, and they did a great job.
Sure.
You got Tom Morello in there as a huge Kiss fan, great. You got Dave Grohl in there, huge Kiss fan, great. I like that, but I want like Ken Kelly, the guy who painted this Destroyer and Love Gun album covers. I want Lydia Criss, Peter Criss's wife in the 70s, or Jeanette Freely, his wife, or Dennis Wallach, the art director on all those albums. Those kind of guys. I want that kind of geeky shit, but I'm not going to get it. I understand.
You know what you got? You got Gene Simmons saying, I don't know how I'm going to feel the next time I put on the last time I have to. And you got to know that's
I was going to get to that.
Those are moments, right?
That felt fucking real.
That did to me. And so.
Because out of him and Paul, it's going to hit Gene the hardest.
And Paul said it on the show that it's going to hit Gene the hardest. Mm-hmm.
That was a moving part. And as phony as those guys can be, that did not ring phony. That rang true for me.
It did.
He's going to be a puddle.
And
at that last show, oh my God.
And it was interesting the way he said it. And I know it was just VO, they cut to a shot when he said that line. I can remember it clearly, visually.
Yeah.
That I don't think he wanted to see his face when he said that line, you know. But you could feel it. He was just on the screen, so you knew it was
absolutely,
yeah.
You know, it's a shtick, a lot of what he does, but I do believe at the root of it, he's got a good heart, and I do, but he cares about the fans. That's not just a talking point. Like, as much as he wants their money, he treats. Well, I've been around the guy.
Yeah,
he was great. Mm-hmm. I'm fucking nobody to him.
Well, he's great, but he's also, you know, he's also Gene Simmons.
He's a human being, and he's Gene Simmons.
Your tattoo caused a conversation, you know.
Anyway, you know what I mean. I think there's more good there than bad. Is all I'm saying. I believe that. I think he's at the end of the day, he's a good dude, and he's going to be fucking lost without being on that stage.
Well, I just think it just shows that he's human,
and I don't think he takes it for granted either, being up there.
Probably not, but he's got the ego and the drive and the narcissistic behaviors that he'd never be in a position that he wasn't.
Right.
But what it did show is that he's a human being, because he does generally come across as like otherworldly.
It was a human moment to your point.
It was. And that's a good thing.
I agree. Focus on the positive.
Yeah.
Another positive thing, and you touched on it too, is some of this footage. And I knew it was out there, but like the 8mm footage of Lydia Chris on the plane and stuff.
Right.
Man, that was wicked to see that.
I love the behind the scenes stuff like that. You see it in a magazine in a photo.
Cool.
Yeah. But when you get it live,
when it comes to life, exactly, right? Totally. Even like the Pauline Halloween special footage there they used was buffed. Like, I've got that DVD. Doesn't look that good.
Right.
I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Release that buffed up like that.
Well, what they did with In Excess, you know.
Do some of that.
Yeah.
So that's it for me, man. That's all I got. Overall, I knew it was going to be going in, and I enjoyed it for what it was. I just wish, and this is never going to happen, they would geek out for hardcores but it's not going to happen because they've already got you.
Yeah.
They've already got the hardcores. They want the other people, right? So I recommend watching it. Oh. Absolutely.
I'm in the same camp. Kiss fan.
Yeah.
You know, very early.
And out it. I was made for loving
and very much out then that I would have loved to seen the celebration of it a bit more, and I hate just the constant
bashing,
bickering about it all. But they're a very important part of my history, and so of course watch it, good and bad. It's still Kiss.
It's still
Kiss. 3 hours of Kiss.
It's still 3 hours of Kiss. Exactly. Yeah.
So cheers to Kiss. We're gonna cheers a lot today.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go out with a couple briefer ones. Did you check out the Michael Hutchence doc?
I did.
Mystify.
Oh yeah.
What'd you think of that?
I was not a big In Excess guy, but I knew he was a force, even though I wasn't really following their career or his situation.
Right.
And that's what I like going into documentaries where I really don't know anything.
Right.
You know,
a good story is a good story.
Right. So this is why I get sucked in, because it's all fresh and new.
Right.
And with always the same tragic stories and outcomes. And this is what gets pretty sad about rock and roll in this instance. I liked it. I really did.
Yeah.
Like, because I didn't know the wonderful footage.
Oh,
like the stuff they had.
Yeah, just wicked.
And I mean, I get it. It's a little later than the classic rock stuff, so there's technology that's allowing that to happen. Now it's phones that have better quality than fucking $50,000-$80,000 cameras back in the day.
There's a charm to it, though. You
right?
know?
There's
yeah. It's home video VHS type quality.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And just the story of how big they were and,
Bigger than a lot of people realize, hey? Like when you're selling out Wembley, they were fucking huge.
Yeah. And I think at the time when they were happening, I was just becoming like going to a bar. Right?
Yeah.
And
Devil Inside.
yeah. Like it was every club.
That was a monster album. Kick.
Huge record.
Yeah.
So you knew they were just on a different level. You knew it, right? They were on the U2 level.
Yep.
Not surprised that Bono and him were good friends.
There you go.
What I am surprised about, and I did not know this, was his relationship with Nick Cave.
Yes.
So, and I see it clearly now.
Do you?
And then I didn't know about this Max Q thing, and I really didn't. I wasn't, there's no way that would have been on my radar. Nick Cave was nowhere near on my radar.
Right.
But that was really interesting moment in this doc. I think Tiger Lily's dating one of Nick's sons.
His daughter is dating one of Nick's sons.
Or did. I can't remember if it was
interesting
before or after all, because and
look at you with the gossip.
And it's sad, because a lot of rock and roll stories end this way or have suicide, but also the problem with heroin, and Michael Hutchence' wife OD'd on heroin.
Paula Yates Geldof's wife.
That's right.
That was an ugly situation.
Right.
Like, what was he thinking there, getting together with that fucking chick?
There's a rumor that she put an ounce of heroin in his pocket in the casket. You got that.
That was about a year or something after Hutchence died. She OD'd or something, yeah.
And Paula Yates' daughter with Bob Geldof dies of heroin.
Right.
It's
just ugly. Yeah.
Right? Like, it's a family affair here, right? And Nick has the same, kind of history, and it's just fucking, then it gets depressing. You know what I mean? Docs like this,
Yeah.
Where that backstory a little bit, and then you watch this, and then also what drew me the attention to this documentary was the fact that how folklore precedes the reality. And everybody had this conception that Michael Hutchence died a certain way.
The autoerotic asphyxiation.
Right.
Well, you know why that is. It's not like today where everybody knows everybody's fucking business.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's all they had to go with, and they ran with that.
Yeah.
Untrue. As far as I could feel out in the doc.
But why would it go there to begin with? It's like...
Well, that's a thing.
It's a thing.
David Carradine apparently died of that.
Sure. It's a thing, but clearly somebody that's finding what they have available...
Yeah, it's tabloid fodder, as they say.
And that night, like that whole situation was going on because he wanted to see his daughter, and Bob Geldof said,
God,
you can't. And, that whole headache, like, I mean...
Why did he pair up with that chick? That's what I kept thinking. God, of all the women in the world, he wrecks that. Because the home wrecker thing, was it?
Yeah.
That's kind of a thing. I know he fell in love with her, but really?
Yeah.
She wasn't even that hot.
Yeah, there was...
That's my asshole
No, but she was into what he was into.
I know. But Jesus, man, that was toxic. That whole relationship was awful.
And it's such a rock and roll thing, but it's also such a shitty fucking reminder, you know what I mean, of the power of these things, and also how weak you are.
And what you see in an interview and on stage, well, that's only part of that person's life, right?
Right.
He had fucking issues out the ass.
Sure.
Depression and whatever, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just... Yeah. But these guys are supposed to be rock stars 24/7. They're not supposed to be human. We just talked about Gene being human, and how fucking special that was.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I was into them. Like, not into them like I was into Judas Priest, but they had enough rock going on. I liked the band, right? Like, I had their big albums, and I did like them. So I was looking forward to watching this thing. What I liked about it, because I didn't know a lot about him. Like, again, tabloid journalism is one thing. You didn't know really what makes these people tick, right? You just know that gossipy bullshit, right?
I don't want to know.
Right.
Yeah.
But this kind of humanized him. Like, you see, you can kind of get the sense of what makes this guy tick and stuff, right? I didn't know this, and this would never happen today. That accident he had, where he got into it with that cab driver, and his head fucking hits the curb.
Yeah.
That was not in the press, eh?
Right.
Zero. That would never happen today.
No.
I don't know how they squashed that.
Oh, there'd be 5 cameras with different angles of what actually happened there.
He ends up hitting his head on the curb. Blood's coming out of his fucking ears. He doesn't go to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
His girlfriend says he didn't want to go. Fucking drag him.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't go till it's, I don't know, a month or something.
Yeah, it was a long time. Yeah.
Anyway, from that point on, he was never the same.
Yeah.
He was aggressive, never aggressive before.
Mm-hmm.
The drugs got more extreme.
Yeah.
He became a different person.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me in terms of the suicide.
Right.
If you take that out of that,
Mm-hmm.
he fucking jerked off and died. What?
Yeah.
Well, that's not what happened. He clearly had a shift there.
Yeah.
That concussion fucking affected that guy deeply, right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the fuck, dude? If that didn't happen, I have no way of knowing this, obviously.
Yeah.
If that accident didn't happen, I bet he'd be alive today. That's what I think. I think it was that powerful. That moment was just crazy.
And I think they alluded to that in a documentary.
They did.
Yeah. There was a shift and they could, deduce and with some methods figure out, potentially how that would happen.
Man, when it ends, I thought it ended fucking awesome. When it ends with Hutchence and one of the Ferris brothers, the one he had some friction with there
Mm-hmm.
at the piano. And
The piano, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this guy's about.
You know what I liked about it too is that the piano part he was playing was
Yeah.
not the one from the song.
Right.
So it evolved to something that was, because you could hear it and you're going, it's not quite right. What's wrong with this? And it was
Right.
like, oh yeah, because this sounds way better.
What a great moment. It was just a great moment,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And something else I wanted to mention is I thought
Chord choices, kids, they make a difference.
yes. I thought it was cool how there's no talking heads. The only person you see talking is Michael Hutchence.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just voiceover and home video of him talking. I thought that was a smart choice.
I
'Cause
liked how they
keeps you
used
in it. It keeps you invested in him, right?
Sure. And because it is about him, but it's
Yeah.
also using that techno, like phone conversations and tape
Yep.
machines happen to be rolling, and it gives that authenticity of the moment rather than a discussion about the moment. It's from that time.
Yes.
It's not somebody's recollecting something. It's like somebody saying something in that moment that really resonates with how they're telling the story.
Yep.
It's a wonderful watch, and it is a big band.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have
Bono.
an album like Kick, half that album's top 10 hits. Who does that? Nobody does that. Well,
Didn't
not
they
nobody,
mention
but
it
it's
in the show and they said something? He goes, oh, that's nice. It's kind of like, you got more hits than Culture Club right now in the
Right.
top 10 or so. There was some comment like that. And the response was, oh, that's nice.
pretty reluctant rock star,
That's-
which was modest.
Yeah, like it wasn't
he wasn't
like,
a dick.
fucking right on, man. Where's my
No.
gold record? It was like,
He seemed like a
Oh,
nice
okay,
guy,
cool.
for lack of a better word.
yeah.
But it's something we haven't mentioned to do with that accident. He lost his sense of smell and taste
Right.
permanently from that point forward. That'll fuck you right up.
As I'm watching the film, I'm asking Natalie, I'm going, I don't know which one would be worse, but to lose both would be
They're so related,
catastrophic.
hey?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're more important than you think.
Yeah.
Which one would you rather lose?
Right.
Well, off the top of my head, I would say smell, right? You want to taste shit, but they're linked big time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me to sum up, it's awesome. It focused on his talent and not all that celebrity bullshit. Because I remember a lot of it was that. Like he was hounded. You got to get out of London or wherever the fuck he was. Because he was just hounded by those fucking paparazzi and shit, right?
And you're a very visible front man. Like he was
Oh,
very
God, yeah.
flamboyant.
Oh,
and,
yeah. Yeah.
And poster boy for any men's magazine. Yeah, I mean, he was a beautiful looking creature,
Even with the acne marks, he was getting it done. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it did
Yeah.
what I had never seen.
He's got good hair, goddammit.
when he cut his hair off. That was weird to see.
Right.
That was not anywhere close to. So that's how you could do it up.
That's when I cried. What are you doing, dude?
Yeah, like that was not a look for him. It
Right.
really wasn't.
Get the hair going. But here's the shitty part. I'd love to tell you where to see it. I don't know.
Mm.
Our friend Lee hooked me up with a copy of that wherever he gets his stuff. I'm sure it'll show up on Netflix or Amazon Prime eventually. I don't know if it's on Hulu. I don't get Hulu, but
there's another
search it
doc out
but
there. Did you see the other one? Because I heard there's this another doc that was
on
done.
him.
Yeah.
No.
A few years ago. Like, well, maybe 10 years ago.
I can't imagine it being anywhere near this good.
Anyways, there might be another one to find out there because
okay.
I've read about another one that came out before this.
Right.
How good it is, I don't know.
I predict that'll be a letdown after this one, man. Right.
Yeah.
Apple Plus.
Yeah.
Get this channel just to watch the 1971 documentary.
Yes.
And then cancel it if you got to do that. Because this is awesome. What this is, it's the year 1971. It blends what's going on in the culture and the news at the same time as the music that's going on at that time.
Right.
It's just a fucking melting pot or boiling pot, like Vietnam and all this stuff, combined with John Lennon and James Brown. It's a docu-series. It's like 6 parts.
Yeah.
Something like that.
6 shows.
Fucking phenomenal.
Okay, I'm going to say this about...
That's my review.
Right.
It's fucking phenomenal.
You won't want to... You're going to binge watch this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. You're like, I could do one more.
There's no turning it off.
I could do one more.
It's so fucking well done.
Oh, fuck, I'm losing
The
my mic.
footage they must have had to sift through. Whoever edited this thing deserves a fucking award of some sort if they haven't already won one. It's fucking wicked.
Well, here's the thing I got to say about just the title.
Yes.
And 1971 is because there was incredible shit going on in all different areas of life, whether it's socially, women's liberation, art wars, music,
human rights.
You know what? It's going to spawn that kind of change, right?
Oh. Well, music mattered then.
Oh.
And could not only is it a reflection of the culture, it dictated the culture. That doesn't happen anymore.
Oh, that's where people were getting there. No.
But it did then. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. But they didn't have access to all that other shit that we have to deal with now.
True, but music mattered then. Yeah. That's what I love about it.
Right. And it was all kinds of music.
Yes.
And you'd think, when I tell people to watch, because I do.
Oh,
on
me too.
most conversations that I have,
yes,
this is a talking point. You know, you're going into a social setting, you don't know, and it's like, okay, I'll talk about this, whatever.
I was telling the Toque guys, have you seen this?
No? Really? Yeah.
Dude, you gotta watch this. Oh, yeah.
And that's how it starts.
Corey Churko's like, let me make note of that. He's fucking putting it in his phone.
Sorry, I'll send you a link because I really want you to watch this. And that's kind of the motivation behind it. Not because I stumbled across it or you did. I can't remember how it worked, but
I saw the trailer and thought, the trailer is fantastic, and that was it.
Well, I've been an Apple Plus guy because I love Ted Lasso, and right. So if you're gonna get Apple Plus, keep it for Ted Lasso because you just another story. Just watch it. You're gonna. I don't want to tell you about it. It's amazing.
You know what I hate though? You can't binge watch it. You got to wait a week.
Yeah, I know, but it's whatever.
The anticipation is great though. Anyways,
but 1971. Yes. Everybody that I talked to about, they're going. They do 6 shows just about 1971. That's their reaction. Dude. That's the kind of immediate reaction. And that's what makes it so amazing to just say, yeah, just watch it. Fuck, you're going to get a mind full of fucking amazing information.
Yes.
And education and uplifting.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, fuck.
You know what I do when I get pushback like that? I go, dude, look me in the eye. Trust me. Have I ever steered you wrong?
If you looked at me like that, like you just did and said, trust me, I'm running for the fucking hills. That's what I'm doing. Because that was some sexy eyes there, and I don't like it, Randy. I'm just saying. My heart grew 3 sizes, but nothing else did.
Maybe you do. That's the
my heart did, but nothing else did, Randy. Yeah.
Trust me, dude. It's me talking. That's what I say. Okay.
Yeah, it is phenomenal.
It really is.
You'll watch it again.
I want one on 72, 73, 74.
Right. I'm going, when is that happening? Are they in the works? But like you said, to your point about the work that went into this.
Oh, man.
It's an undertaking.
I want to see like a behind the scenes almost, being a geek like I am, how that came together.
Immediately after I went and watched, this is no word of a lie, immediately after I got through the last episode, I went and watched Stones in Exile, the doc from Exile on Main Street.
That's a gooder.
Yeah, right after, because they talk about it, and obviously it was 71, but it was just going and watching all that footage.
Because that's right in that time.
Yeah,
That's
what
right
it
in
is.
that
They
time,
talk
yeah.
about it in the show, and then it's like, yeah, okay. That was
You know who they don't mention? As great as it is, I'm like, okay, where's Black Sabbath? And all they did was they played a little Black Sabbath. I'm like, okay, just in the background of some scene.
right.
They don't mention Led Zeppelin. Really? How do you? I know they weren't a political band, but that doesn't.
They didn't mention Zeppelin at all?
No.
I'm sure they did.
Okay, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, let's. I'm going to watch it again at some point, anyways, and I'll be looking for that.
Because I'm like, where's the heavy rock? I'm thinking that the whole time. I love James Brown and Sly and the Family
Aretha
Stone
and all
and
that
John
shit,
Lennon.
yeah.
I love all that shit. But where's the fucking rock? And I'm waiting for it. And it never really
Well,
came.
the Stones were there, and that was
But
it.
hey, I'm talking Sabbath and Zeppelin.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
never really came.
Yeah.
But
Huh.
hey, I mean, they can't do it all. But
Yeah, interesting.
and they don't really lyrically fit into that, perhaps. Sabbath does, though.
Sure
Their
they
lyrics can be very political,
Yeah.
right?
What is this that stands before me, Randy? Let's just start there. That's 1971, babies.
Generals gathered in their
Yeah,
masses.
yeah.
There's your military right there.
Yeah.
Okay, man, have we talked enough for our big end of summer return?
No, actually, I think I could go
just
for
keep
another
going.
hour,
I
but
know,
I
right?
think we gotta settle in.
We gotta
you know,
wrap
but,
it up, yeah.
I'm out of rum, so this is probably
Yeah,
right
I'm
time.
almost out of beer too. Good seeing you, man.
Yeah, great to see you too, brother.
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, as usual, if you like what you're hearing, like what you're seeing, hit subscribe, tell your friends.
Yeah.
We love doing it, but more people watching, the better, I would say.
Yeah. And we gotta keep rock alive, man.
Okay, we're out.
Out.
Keep rock alive, motherfuckers.